fabulous superstar Aquarius. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of July 2023. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. It is a remarkable astrological month, without a doubt. Big moves happening in the sky now. It is on the 3rd of the month that we will have this month's full moon taking place in the sign just before yours. This means a few things for you. It means, on the one hand, preparation. It means that 28 and a half days from now, we will have a full moon in your sign, which takes place on the 1st of August. I'll be here to talk about it every step of the way, including in next month's video. But suffice it to say, a full moon in your sign is a time of illumination and truth and power about whom it is that you are. It is you having, in a sense, a fulfillment near and dear to your heart, a conclusion even, but there is also a promise of a beginning. It is now, with this full moon, that is more about karmic cleansing, allowing closures to take place that ultimately, sometimes immediately, in the case of this particular full moon, are very fortunate. Whether it's a shift of your own energy or some external person, place, thing, or situation leaving, you definitely feel a lift transpiring for you at this time. And it is this energy in particular that does invite you now to consider where healthy closures can take place in your life now. This part of the sky also has to do with karmic blessings, karmic rewards, and some of the best stuff under the light of this full moon is just going to find you. Jupiter moving through the foundation of your chart, speaking in supreme harmony with that full moon, is incredibly fortunate. It is your family, your past, your living situation that ends up being the bedrock from which good fortune can find you now. And these karmic blessings can find you as well, whether it's reconnecting with your past or the things that you put into place long ago. They can reap reward for you now. It is Saturn in a financial part of your sky that is speaking in harmony with this full moon as well. And that does suggest that there might be financial opportunity, but it would be something that would just show up out of nowhere. And if it isn't about financial opportunity, this is self-love, self-esteem, changing something very deep within your soul, psyche, and spirit. It's a wonderful affirmation that strengthens you navigating forward from here. Mercury is opposite this full moon. That's where you do want to be a little bit careful. With Mercury moving through a part of the sky that has to do with your daily life. This is your work life. It may feel as if there's lots to get done, a lot of activity happening with your work or in the workplace, but you're able to bring forward the required energy. It's not a conscious thing, it's from deep within you. Also possible is you feel restless, like there's more you could be doing with your days as part of being effective. And so pace yourself and be yourself, as I like to say. Now, I would also say this might be a time when you're looking more deeply at matters having to do with your overall sense of well-being and your health. And part of that fortunate closure could be a sense that certain challenging health-related matters are behind you. An empowering state of being all around. On the 17th of the month, we have this month's new moon taking place in a part of the sky for you that has to do with your daily life. Clients, customers, co-workers, immediate supervisors. It has to do with the type of work you're doing, the environment you work in, the people who surround you there. It also has to do with how well you take care of you, your health-related habits, your overall sense of well-being, how you move through the small moments of your life, the routines that you take on. So you can see that this part of the sky is very much about your actual lived experience. This is a very powerful new moon. It might bring new clients, customers, or coworkers into your realm, into the mix now. That is one possibility. But it's powerful because of how it is that it is speaking to the three big outer planets, power players. So it's speaking in supreme harmony with Neptune. I love this energy for you. This is very inspiring. It's almost magical and hopeful. Speaking with your modern ruling planet, Uranus. Now, that is a delight, a surprise that helps you to feel like you're moving forward. But it is opposite Pluto. And that can suggest a sense of perhaps you being tired, drained of energy, or even perhaps you in some power struggle that you can't quite put your finger on with one of these types of people that I just mentioned. Now, overall, this energy can be really good for new health-related practices. However, that opposition to Pluto does make it a little tricky. So I would be mindful if you're really going in directions that are maybe considered a little extreme. There could be a strong sense of intensity on your part to move towards change. There could also be some resistance as well, or a need to find a balance of sorts to help you to implement the changes that you are seeking. This especially becomes true with medications that you might be taking or are hoping to take or are eliminating from your life at this time. So pace yourself and be yourself, as I like to say, but there is a lot of really hopeful, expansive energy on offer that can help you to feel really excited, a sense of spiritual optimism, if you will, that you can move towards living your life in each of your moments with a greater sense of possibility, a greater sense of ease, almost like being swept up in a creative truth, if you will, that allows you to feel that much more fulfilled navigating forward from here. I would also invite you to be mindful of new work-related opportunities where the financial component is really being highlighted, because that can be energy that's very promising, right? It's almost like an illusion being presented to you, but the reality may actually be something that requires closer examination. But for all that, whatever's changing with your work, with your daily life, with your routines, also with your health, it's bringing a genuine sense of happiness and excitement for what could be ahead. Where it comes to matters of love, it is all about Venus retrograde season, isn't it? We have got Venus now in shadow as we start the month, since the 20th of June in shadow. On the 23rd, officially going retro in your opposite sign. Will stay retro to the 4th of September. Will leave shadow October 7th. That's when the larger Venus retrograde season will come to an end. And this is all in a partnership part of your sky, making this an incredibly important time in the context of love for you. There has been a video that I've published about this Venus retrograde season. I'll link to it below. And there is, of course, going to be an extended special horoscope for Venus retrograde season as well. So I told you it's a doozy of a month. What do we have happening? Well, on the 2nd of the month, Venus will square your modern ruling planet Uranus. That is a shock a minute in the context of love. Mid-month, Venus will align with Neptune, and Venus will later stand still in the sky with an orb of a connection to Pluto. So you can see there's a lot of intensity and uncertainty and surprise all rolled up into one here. And that makes it a very powerful time as well. The lessons you learn in love will likely stay with you, not just for a long time to come, but possibly for the rest of your life. Now, this is partnerships of all kinds, but it is Venus, goddess of love. So we're focusing on love now. If it is that you're open to meeting someone new, the key takeaways here are who you think this person is and what's actually going on could be two very different things. Now, sometimes it's not of any big important consequence. Sometimes it really is very consequential. However, you're only going to know that by continuing to walk forward. Trust yourself and be yourself, as I like to say. You know, I do want to say it's not the time for big consequential decisions or choices. However, Venus retrograde means that Venus is strong. She is closer to the earth than she normally is, which means her energy is highlighted, which means chances are a lot of Aquarians may, very surprisingly, very shockingly, find themselves partnered up where they least expected to. But again, it might be best to not make big consequential decisions based on that, at least not just yet. But yeah, go where it is that your heart asks you to go. It's part of learning whatever it is that you need. Maybe what you come to learn about this person is a deal breaker, maybe not. For those of you just starting to date someone, what a remarkable time this can be. In the context of dating, wow, there is truth, there is uncertainty, there's strong feelings as well. The thing to remember is breakups that happen with Venus retrograde, especially here where they are, tend to not stay broken up. This is especially true for you. Whether you're very quickly thinking, I could be partners with this person, wanting to leap towards partnership, or whether it is that you're evaluating things and wondering whether or not or how it is that this is somebody to navigate forward with at all. Well, these can be part of the considerations now. Not the time to make big consequential decisions. That's not the kind of energy we have here. But it is the time to stay in touch with yourself, what you're learning, what you're realizing, and to navigate this time consciously. For those of you who are in an established bond, what a remarkable time this can be. Now, in the context of established bonds, yes, your partner may be a surprise a minute. Some of that more disappointing energy might not actually be a big deal, just plans changing, for example. In some cases, it could just be that your partner needs more of your presence, of your energy. And so you're spending more time with them, but the relationship is strong. But it is also possible, especially if you've had issues in the past, well, it can be now that they stir very strongly. For all that, though, there's an opportunity here to learn about yourself and each other, to figure out how it is and whether it is that you do want to navigate forward. It's not the time for big consequential decisions. You're sort of wrapping things up in the past, and where you didn't realize you had to address matters of the past, they can just show up now. However, you can meet them, you can address them, and also heal them where needed. It's part of understanding your pathway forward with this person you love. The understanding isn't going to be right now. The understanding will come after Venus goes direct in September, in October. Right now, it's a time for being present, for experience, knowing that more will be revealed. What I love about this month for you, there's so much here. It's a powerful and meaningful astrological moment. Well, here we are, Venus retrograde season. I know I spoke about this at length in the year ahead horoscope for your sign, and even more is going to be coming, has been taking place in terms of what I've been sharing with you. But we're here. The retrograde and the part of the season that becomes that much more of a doozy has arrived. And what that means is a surprise a minute, your own ambivalence or uncertainty, you looking at the past. And yes, regardless of your relationship status, the past could pop up in some way for resolution or just to annoy you. I'll be very honest with you about that. That is going to happen for some Aquarians out there. But if you stay in alignment with what it is that you are learning, whatever transpires now, you will be remarkably better for it, more open to greater love than you knew before. Well, thank you so much for watching. You can get a video like this each and every week for each and every sign for as low as just $3 a month with Choose Your Membership rate. Higher tiers get you things like all access passes to Synchronicity University events, consultations with me, and so much more. All of this in the Superstar space at NadiyaShahSuperstars.com. Links are in the description below. Thank you again for watching. It'll be a great month. Enjoy.